Alaba rejects another Bayern offer. Barcelona planning ahead already. Dortmund youngster set for record Champions League appearance. United legends make a big call, and a transfer roundup all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Froelich, you are the OneFootballers, and this is the Daily News. So first off, David Alaba, one of the most sought after defenders in European football, has rejected another contract offer from Bayern Munich. With less than a year to run on his current deal, they've offered him 11 million per season, and the Austrian defender has said absolutely not. At 28 years old, he's going to be an incredible loss to the champions. Not only because he's an amazing player, he helped them to a treble last season and he's filling in at left back and centre back whenever they need, but also for someone who's 28 in his prime years and potentially going to a rival club in the Champions League, he's going to be leaving on a free. Like, this really does not get worse, and honestly it's a bit of a kick in the teeth to Bayern Munich, who pride themselves on such amazing transfer business, certainly when it comes to bringing players in. This one may hurt just a little bit, but where on earth is David Alaba going to end up? First off, there's always been talk of Real Madrid, with Marcelo entering his not final years, but certainly not as great as he once was, and with only Ferland Mendy to choose, it'd be really good for Alaba to go to Real Madrid and be a starter at left back, a cover for Ferland Mendy, and also cover in the centre back area as well, as Sergio Ramos heads into his 35th year. Alongside this, there's also Barcelona, questions over Junior Firpo, whether he's good enough, and Jordi Alba pretty much entering the same stage of his career as Marcelo. But overriding both of these clubs, and it looks as though Juventus could be the place where Alaba finds his new home. It's been reported that he is very interested in moving to the Serie A champions, and I really think there's a slot for him in the squad. Giorgio Chiellini and Leonardo Bonucci in their mid-30s are doing well, but they certainly Juventus could do with better players at the back. Matthias de Ligt is one for the future, and having Alaba alongside him at centre-back would be no mean feat. And on top of this, with just Alexandro as a left back and not really many other options, Alaba would also be perfect for them in that role too. In all honesty, out of the three clubs, I mean, first off, it's just ridiculous to think that he'd ever leave Bayern, and seeing him in another shirt would be weird considering he's been there for 9 years, but of all of them, I think Juventus seems the most likely. He won't be leaving in January, I don't think. He'll probably stay out the season at Bayern, leave on a free, and then we'll be seeing him line up for the old lady come next season. Moving on though, and actually mentioning Barcelona and some of their transfer business, it looks as though they're planning ahead already for some January transfers, and honestly, why not? Using this contract expiring deal, they're going to negotiate a hard bargain for 3 players who would definitely improve the squad. The first is Georginio Wijnaldum. It looks as though there's no contract extension on the table for him from Liverpool, so Barca are going to make a move for the Dutch midfielder. Alongside him, there's another Dutch player who could join the club, and it's Memphis Depay. Apparently, his deal with Barcelona, his personal terms, have been agreed for ages. They just couldn't get the deal over the line because the Lyon president did not want to sell. Having said that, when it comes to January, he's only got a few months left, and I thought of losing him in a free could be too much to bear. So they could go in and again get a pretty good price. And the third one is Eric Garcia. Of all the 3, he looks the most likely. He said he wants to leave Manchester City. He knows he wants to return to Barcelona. Barcelona definitely want him for the future protection of the likes of Gerard Piqué and a few others. And yeah, this one looks like it's definitely going to happen in January. More so, I think, than the other 2. Moving away from transfers and to Youssoufa Moukoko. Now, if you don't know who he is the Dortmund youngster, the latest on the line of Dortmund Productions, who is absolutely tearing up the youth leagues. I mean, this guy was smashing the under-18s league when he was just 14 years old, and he's only 15 years old now. And as soon as he turns 16, he's probably going to make an appearance in the Champions League and break the record for the youngest ever player. The guy's just absolutely insane. I don't know if any of you guys haven't seen him play, check out on YouTube. There's loads of highlight packages, there's loads of videos. The guy's an absolute monster and has an insane left foot. Ridiculous ability for someone so young. It's no wonder Dortmund are pushing him through to the first team squad. He trains with the first team now, despite the fact he's still not 15 yet. He's got a squad number with the first team, and although there are a few rules that say you can't play in the Bundesliga until you're 17, he does apply for certain exception and change to the rule, which means we could see his debut this season at just age 16. As I mentioned before, he will be breaking the record in the Champions League if he plays at the end of November against Club Brugge, and it's a record that's been held for 26 years. For those of you who remember Nigerian left-back Celestine Babayaro, well, he's the current holder of that record, playing for Anderlecht, in 1994. In fact, his debut in the Champions League lasted 37 minutes as he got sent off, so we're hoping that Moukoko doesn't go down the same route. Anyway, an unbelievable talent, so make sure you keep an eye out for him. To a vastly different footballing world though, from Dortmund now and to Salford City. You may have heard of them in England in League Two because they're owned by the class of '92. That is the legendary Manchester United team, including both of the Neville brothers, Giggs, Beckham, Scholes and Butt. And honestly, they've made a bit of an odd decision. They've got rid of Graham Alexander as their manager, and Paul Scholes, the part owner, is now the interim manager. This is the Paul Scholes, the legendary midfielder, one of England's best, although I'm not going to open up that debate with him, Gerrard and Lampard. Maybe Beckham as well in there. And he lasted 31 days as older manager because for whatever reason, he just couldn't really hack it. So him as interim manager, things could either go really well or really poorly. But regardless, the favourite to be the next manager is Roy Keane. Now, honestly, I know there's some nepotism in this game, giving the job to your mates and all that. We saw it with Peter Lim giving the Valencia job to Gary Neville, and that didn't work out so well. But really, Roy Keane? I mean, he's used to just ranting in the Sky Sports studio. Now he's going to take those rants to become a manager. I know he did well before. I know he was a Sunderland manager. I think he won promotion with Sunderland from the Championship to the Premier League. But honestly, I think they need to be a little bit more progressive and forward thinking, not when it comes to someone who could violently explode and be out of the job within the next 8 or 9 months. If you're watching this, Roy, I think you'll do a great job, mate, so don't worry about it. Lastly but not least, then we come to a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news. And although yesterday it looked like West Ham were close to signing side Ben Rama from Brentford, the deal is now on the verge of collapse, alerting the likes of Newcastle and Crystal Palace. West Ham have signed, though, Craig Dawson from Watford, the centre-back, on a year-long loan. Elsewhere, Manchester City are still keeping tabs on Ajax's Nicola Tagliafico ahead of a January transfer. And lastly but not least, due to a loyalty bonus in his contract, Mesut Ozil, who hasn't played for Arsenal in 7 months, has picked up an £8 million bonus. And on that sickening news, that is the end of today's daily news. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on all of the daily news. And whilst you're at it, you can smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, I will see you guys later.